Welcome to ProgrammingKT. I am explaining about the concept is arrays in Java. So I will discuss about the following points like what is array in Java, why arrays are introduced in Java, and moreover that how to declare array in Java, and how to add elements into an array, and how to get elements from array. So let me start with first point. What is an array? So array is collection of homogeneous elements, or I can say same type of elements with fixed size. So means let me try to write the definition. Then I will explain why array and how to declare it. Remaining everything point by point I will explain. So array is collection of homogeneous elements like collection of homogeneous elements. Collection of homogeneous element. Try to observe this word. Homogeneous, or we can call it as a same type of elements. Same type. So collection of homogeneous elements is called array, and moreover that and fixed size. Size must be fixed. We can't change the array size once we declare the array. So this is about definition about array. Array is collection of homogeneous elements with fixed size. Next one is why array. So let me try to explain with some examples, then you will get more clarity. So let me try to write that example. So I have requirement like I want to store 4 to 5. I can imagine 5 elements I am trying to store of integer type. So let me try to declare integer variables here. So imagine these variables, either it may be student age or marks or scores of any player, something like that. So I am trying to declare 5 variables. I want to store 5. So I am trying to declare I is equal to 10, j is equal to 20, and int k equal to again 20, and int l is equal to 30, int m is equal to 40. So these are the 5 variables. So if we can observe here, for storing 5 integers, all are same data types, right? All are integer type only. So I am trying to declare 5 data types along with 5 variables, and I am trying to store each value in a corresponding variable. So if I want to store 50 variables, so I need to declare 50 integer type of variables, and I need to, I can say here maybe variable 50, variable name maybe 50, and some xyz value. So 50 times I need to declare like this. So then I am trying to store corresponding value into a variable, corresponding variable. If you can observe here, verbosity will be increased. To overcome this problem, arrays are introduced in Java. So let me try to explain with third point how to declare an array and how we can, solve this problem. Instead of declaring multiple variables, with the corresponding data type, we can declare one variable. We can store not only 50, you can store even 100 variables also, 100 variable, values also in one variable. How to achieve we can in arrays, I will show you. So how to declare an array. So array declaration, let me try to write syntax. Syntax about how to declare an array. First we need to specify type of, what type. Here I wrote, right, collection of homogeneous elements, same type of, or same type of elements. So which data type you are trying to store, either it may be integer, character, string, float, double, whatever it may be, we need to specify the type. I will say here syntax, right, data type. So first we need to specify data type along with square brace. So this is the one important symbol you need to remember. Square brace, by using square brace we need to declare array. Then variable name, then assignment operator, then new keyword, then again we need to specify data type, data type. Then inside that square brace, again we need to use a square brace. Here you can specify size of the array, how much size, I mean fixed size, right, in definition. So ends with a semicolon. This is syntax about how to declare array. So let me try to write example. So these are the five variables, right? I need to store into a single variable by using array. So that is the advantage of array. Instead of declaring five individual variables, we can declare only one variable and we can move. I mean, we can initialize the. I mean, initialize all corresponding values in corresponding indexes. Now let me try to declare. I mean, write that example. So I am trying to store integer type of values inside a integer array, and variable name is any value. Let us imagine stick with I. So new and again integer type, right? Integer of how many variables? My target is five variables, right? Five. So now how it will look like in memory, if we can observe here. So array size is five, right? So in array, memory will be allocated in sequential fashion. I mean one to next. Sequential means one after one after another, like that. So let me try to declare five memory locations. One, two, three, four, five. So these are the five empty locations, right? So how we can? I mean the values will be accessed by using array elements, right? By using index value. So index value, array index value always start from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. When 5 elements means we will get 4 index only. Why? Because it starts from 0. So anyway, this is the primitive type of array, right? I mean value, right? Data type. So what is the default value of primitive data type? Int. So 0, right? So once you declared array like this, memory will be allocated for that array. I mean variable is I, right? So all default values are 0, right? For integer like this. So these are called as indices, these are called as values. So let me try to write here, these are the values, these are the index. So index and values. How to access these elements? By using index. How to add element inside this array? By using index. So index plays major role in arrays. So now this is the syntax about array. This is the declaration about array. Now I need to add these values, right? So how I can add? By using index only. So what is the variable name? I. So I want to store 0 index value is 10, and second index, I mean one, array of 1 means second index means 1 only. Array index, again I am trying to store 20, and third index again 20, again fourth index 30, fifth index. Don't confuse, array index always starting from 0, right? That's why always one number less. So finally 40. If we can observe here, again I am trying to declare, four times, right? But anyway I am not declaring extra variable, same variable I am trying to reuse, but different memory locations. So here, if you are observing here, so different memory locations I am trying to store 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like this, but I am not creating any extra variable. So this is about declaring array, initializing array. Then how to access elements from array. So same like how you are initializing value 10. In this case, the value at 0th index, value 10 will be stored. 0 will be override with 10. So 0 will be override with 10. Why? Because I am trying to store 0th index 10 value. Next time at 1th index 0 will be overridden with 20. Again 20, 30, and finally 40. Now array look like this. So if I want to access element at index 3, how I can access? By using array index only. Like if I want to print third index, sop of array of square bracket. Array means square brace only, you need to always remember. So array of index number. So now I will get result like What is the index value of third? 30, right? So the result will be 30. So this is about adding elements and accessing elements. So moreover that, so here if you want to, here five elements you are trying to store. First you are declaring array, assigning values, assigning values. So we can do it at a time. This is the first approach. Once you declare the array, then you can assign it. So instead of that, if you already know all array values, you can do it at a time. Like, so int variable name, what type of integer array? Trying to declare integer type, right? So definitely you need to specify the square brackets for array declaration. Then array variable name. So if you know already values, directly we can do it, declaring and assigning at a time, like 10, 20, 20, 30, 40. So this is also equivalent to, instead of declaring two, declaring assigning two times at a time, I am trying to declare it. So this is also perfectly valid. Valid array. So how I can access elements from this array? Again same. So if you want to print at the second index, SOP of array variable name and corresponding index. Second index means 0, 1. Now I will get result like 20. So this is about, one line syntax, shorthand syntax for declaring array, declaring and initializing at a time. So this is about array. One point you need to remember is, so always you need to access array size. Always that must be length minus 1 value up to length minus 1 if we can access. Here length is 5, right? If I can access length minus, length minus 1, why I am trying to specify, if I can access array of length means 5, right? 5, you will get index out of bound exception. Index out of bound exception. Why? Because, so if you are trying to access fifth index but we have index up to 4, that's why index out of bound exception. This point you need to remember. So when you are trying to access element from any array, always you can access up to length minus 1 from 0. So this is the one point you need to remember. And moreover that, if you want to find the length of the array, we can use one of the method present inside that array, means length. So there is no open brace, closed brace, only length. To find the length of the array, you can get it up to, elements from array up to length minus 1. Otherwise, you will get index out of bound exception. So here I am trying to access only one element, right? So if you want to access more than one value at a time, so we can use for loop. Now let me try to show you. So I want to print all the array, variable name is here, right? So I want to print all elements one by one. So instead of writing 5 SOP statement, SOP of 0th index, SOP of 1th index, like this. So I can use for loop for arrays. Let me show you how to access elements, array elements, by using for loop. So for int, so array index starting from 0, right? I am trying to initialize value I is 0 and I less than, I am trying to access of elements from array A. So A dot length and I plus plus. So now this for loop will be iterated how many times? Length minus 1. So it will iterate up to 4. Why? Because length is 5, I value up to 4. If 5 less than 5, it will be false. It will iterate up to 4. So now let me try to print it. SOP of A of I is the index, index number. So this is the syntax about accessing elements from array one by one. So for this array, now I will get result like, if we can consider consider I value and output. Let me trace out. So I value is 0. So initially I value is 0, then condition will be checked, 0 less than 5, true, jump into inside it, a of I, a of 0 value is here 10, then output will be 10 will be printed. Now again I will be replaced with, once the statement is done, I plus plus 1 is 0 with replaced with 1. Again condition will be checked. 1 less than 5, true. A of 1, a of 1 is here 0 1 2 3 4. A of 1 is 20. Next, again a value will be printed 2. A of 2 is again 20. Again, I mean 2 will be replaced with 3. A of 3, 30. 3 will be replaced with 4. A of 4, 40. A of 5, I mean I will be replaced with 5 with, I mean 4 with 5. 5 less than 5, false. There is no output, I mean here it will stop here itself, I mean at fifth iteration. So this is about array, I mean accessing array elements from by using for loop one by one. Now let me try to write examples and I will show you on editor. So I hope you got clarity. Let me show you on, I mean this is the theoretical part. Now let me try to write some code on IDE. Now I am trying to explain about some examples inside Visual Studio Code about arrays concept in Java. So first let me try to write syntax here. So syntax of array, how it look like. So I already explained, right? So syntax of the array will be, first we need to specify data type, then variable name, assignment operator, new keyword, again data type. So along with square brace, you need to specify size and ends with a semicolon. Here also I need to specify, I mean a square brace, otherwise it will be invalid. Array means square bracket, we need to specify at the time of declaration and moreover that at the time of specifying array size. So now let me try to declare, I mean write an example along with the syntax. Now I am trying to write an example. So I am trying to declare integer type of array. So I am trying to provide array size will be 5. Now if I can print this array, let me try to show you as out of a cd arrays java arrays example.java. I will get hexadecimal code. Yeah, exactly. Why? Because when you are trying to print array, it will give hexadecimal value. Why? Because arrays are objects in Java. So when you are talking, I mean when we are explaining, I mean when I am explaining about object oriented principles, I will explain more about objects. So anyway, for now, if we can think, I mean if we can consider like a is the object reference, not primitive reference. Array, everything in, I mean inside Java is object. Arrays means object only. So we will get primitive, I mean hexadecimal code. So to access array elements, we need to use array one by one. So or else we can use by using arrays utility class to print array elements. So if we can print all elements, I mean one by one, use for loop. If you want to see all array elements, if we can print directly array reference, you will get hexadecimal value. So instead of that, one of the utility class will be there called java dot inside java dot utility package arrays dot need to provide two string corresponding. For two string method we need to provide array variable name. Now I will get actual array values. So inside this two string, so toString, I mean arrays utility class toString method is override. So that's why, I mean we are seeing all default values, right? At the time of explaining, I said right, when you are declaring primitive type of array, all memory locations will be filled with default values. So next I am trying to assign elements one by one. So for now, what is arrays utility class? What is this toString? If you can ignore, you can ignore it. So just imagine to print array elements, use this arrays.toString and corresponding array variable name. So if you don't want this one as well, use for loop, no problem. Now let me try to show you. I am trying to use for loop. Index is starting from 0 and I am trying to iterate up to length. So you don't need to provide braces. Length is a, I mean you can use a dot length. This is one of the approach to find the length of the given array. Now I can print it as out of. corresponding location, I mean by using array index. Now let me try to print it. I will get one by one, I mean five elements, I mean memory locations values are zeros, all zeros. Why? Because I did not provide any value. Moreover that all locations are filled with default values of int. Now let me try to assign some values to each and every location. So I am trying to assign at the 0th index value is 40, and third index, I mean third means 2, I'm trying to pass 50. Now let me try to observe here. Only two locations we updated the values about in array index. If we can observe our remaining all are same. I mean default values, and one in, I mean zeroth index and third index. I mean here in this case zeroth index and second index values are updated. So like this, if you want to, you can update all remaining index as well. So if I can update at fifth index, I will get index out of bound exception. Why? Because array size is 4 only, up to 0 to 4, but I am trying to assign at fifth index. Why? Because there is no fifth index. That's why I am trying to get array index out of bound exception. So this is the one point you need to remember. Not only positive number, if we can pass negative number also, so same value, I mean same index, I mean exception you will get. This is the one point you need to remember. Either it may be positive or negative. That mean that index number must be there between 0 to length minus 1. Otherwise you will get index out of bound exception. This is the one point you need to remember. So how to declare array, how to add array, and how to access elements from array. And one more point you need to remember is you need to access elements by using always that index number must be, I mean array index number must be 0 to length minus 1. Now another approach, right? If I want to declare array and initialize array at a time, I will show you. So here in this case I will one more different data type I can use, like string array. String array is I am trying to declare and initialize at a time, like Java, Scala. So five, I mean, three different strings here I declared already. So and moreover that fourth one I am trying to add like go. So if you have n number of values, you can declare at a time and initialize it, and that values will be stored inside this variable, whatever it may be. If you provided value, so n number of size of, I mean elements you can provide, all those will be stored inside this. So to find this one, exactly same method, length. So s dot length. And moreover that one point I need to explain here, anyway I already explained up to length minus 1 only. Here also here length minus 1 only, we need to iterate it. If you can go outside of, I mean length minus 1, you will get array index out of bound exception. So here also if you want to print, you will get hexadecimal string. Why? Because let me try to show you. I think one minute. Anyway here we have that index out of bound exception, right? So I'm trying to store a third index. Now let me try to run one more time. So here also I got exact, I mean string class, some extra code. For now you can ignore this, all this why you are getting hexadecimal code along with class name. So when you are trying to print object, I mean array reference, always you will get this kind of thing. If you want to see values, exact values, either use for loop or use arrays utility class. This is the one point you need to remember. So this is the, if you already know array elements, this is initialization declaration at a time. Declaring array, declaring array, and initializing array. Declaring array and initializing array at a time. So this is about shorthand syntax for, I mean these two. So I hope you got some clarity basics about array. So in coming video, I mean next video, I will explain in detail some precautions, I mean what are the rules, I mean moreover that how to declare multi-dimensional array, this kind of concepts I will explain. So if you like the content, hit on like button and subscribe Programming KT. Thanks for watching.